All right. Finally, we're back. It's been a little bit. We've been gone for about 4 weeks, but we have a very, very special guest on today. Special person, just getting to know him. Our new friend. Welcome, Louyah, to the Our Weed Show podcast. Louyah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
How's it going today, man?
Today has been a whirlwind of working out.
I think
No,
the main thing is how's like the last month been for you? How's the last 2 months been for you? What's been going on in your life?
honestly, when it's about 2 weeks ago, month has been great on losing weight to begin with before all of what you guys have now known as with this viralness that's been going on.
Hmm.
Um, but just I don't even know. It just kind of happened. Like everything I posted a video of a reaction that my brothers caught, um, just on just hearing my freaking song on the radio, and
Yeah.
posted that on TikTok, and then from TikTok went to Instagram to Reddit to like every possible thing you could think of, and it just blew up. And I went from just releasing music, crossing my fingers, hoping that it'll catch, to just thousands and thousands of people loving my music.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different now.
That's beautiful, man. It's good to like kind of take a step back and really just kind of like let it all sink in and let it marinate right now and like, wow, this has been a wild time and kind of, stop and smell the roses, if you will, you know?
Yeah, I'm so grateful for it all. It's still a little confusing to me because how
For sure.
quickly it happened. It's also a little scary,
Yeah,
but I
that's
feel like
okay.
I'm doing a pretty good job keeping up with everybody. I know Corey's been, hey, you got to get you. He did a great job. He really did, and
Yeah,
you
man.
he didn't bother me whatsoever.
That's
I
cool.
completely respected it and was like, I gotta get on for these guys.
That's
I really want to.
that's beautiful, man. And Corey, yeah, talk about that. How did you get in touch and how's that been?
I mean, it's a good story. I mean, once I saw you, the viral video of you in the car with your friends, and let's go back to it real quick. You're in the car with your friends, and you got this big hit song called "I Used to Care," right? And
Hmm.
they surprised you putting you on the local radio station in Jersey where you're at, and you had no
Yeah.
idea. I love the video. The camera's right on your face, and it was just priceless to see how you reacted. But I mean, you didn't know, and you saw it. I mean, you went ballistic seeing your song on the radio. I mean, that's not normal for you, right?
No,
And
definitely not normal for
not
me.
normal. But then you did a good move by putting the video on TikTok, and
Yeah,
next thing you know,
I got pressured to do that.
and whoever did, you got to take him out to a steak dinner. Let's say that. So,
Yeah.
7.4 million views after that, and then all of a sudden on your Instagram, 18K goes to what, 245, 245,000
I
now.
think it's more now. I think we're at
Oh,
345,000.
I'm there. You go, even higher. So I mean, I want to know like the feeling you had when you heard your song on the radio, but also what was seeing your numbers just skyrocket, like just go high. Like what was it like?
Um, well, when the viralness started to well, first on how I felt was I was very confused because one, I never listened to the radio. We always put on like Spotify or iTunes, and I'm sitting there. My brother is the driver,
Hmm.
which my friend, he's one of my best friends. But he's just like, yo, he told me, he's like, yo, I want to surprise you with something, but I'm not gonna tell you. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, he tells my friend Jervs and my cousin P Wavy. It's basically a lot of family in the car,
Yeah.
but they're all. And he's like, yo, let's come with us. Let's go show Lou. So we're like just driving around, and we've been driving around for like 20 minutes at this point. And I'm like, what the heck are we driving around for? I just want to like, I'm like, you got the radio on, and like it's like, playing, random stuff. And I was vibing with him, and I'm like, why aren't we listening to like Spotify or anything? And just out of nowhere, I'm sitting there, and I hear my name, and like I just snapped in. I'm like, wait, was that really my name? And they're all like getting excited. I'm like, why is everybody excited right now? And then I hear the first bass line to my song, and I was like, you guys really fucking did that. Wait, can I
Holy,
curse?
oh,
Wait, I
absolutely.
can.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
really.
We're very chill on the Are We Chill podcast. So yeah, please curse away.
I was like, you guys really fucking, you really put my fucking song on the radio, and it just was like,
That's so sick.
I was just like taken back because like I've been through some rough times,
Hmm.
and I know it's just the local radio, but the fact that the people that I care about and love the most went out of their way just to want to put a smile on my face. That's what meant I didn't even care if the song was on the radio or not. It was just the fact that they went and did that just to see me smile.
Amazing.
That was what took me back. And I just looked at them and I was like, you guys really are like my best friends.
Yeah.
You guys, I can't replace these people. They're priceless to me.
It's that cool act of kindness that just came out of just nowhere, and you just didn't expect
Yeah.
it. You know,
No.
That
that's
show.
I,
that's cool.
I was gonna say that shows unconditional love from your brother,
mm,
from your people.
yeah.
They're like family.
They, I mean, it's funny that they actually are family. Like Jervs is an artist as well,
Hmm.
and P Wavy, the one that sat behind me, he's my cousin. He's also an artist. And then my brother was driving, and my brother had the idea, and they were all in on it because we're always hanging out together. So it didn't seem unnormal to sit in a car with them. You know, the only unnormal thing was that they're filming, and I knew that they were filming. I just didn't know why. And we're always vlogging and filming, so it's like it's no different. Like
Right.
you can look on my YouTube. I have a segment called Louyah and Friends, and I've had this for years. And
Right.
it's like so weird that that is like a big part of why this had happened because people are loving the friendship. And I'm like, I've been putting out videos with my friends for a
Yeah.
long time. Like, I love just like filming and stuff, and I don't know, just for them to just to do that. But God, if you guys really knew, I was really like upset sitting in the car for 20 minutes. I was like, where are we going? Like, what are we
We're
doing?
just cruising,
I was
man.
like, I know, but I was just not having like it was a rough day to say the least, but
Right.
that changed my whole mood and
That's so
everything, and
crazy.
just made it, well, now like one of the best weeks, and it just continues to keep going. That I don't even know. It's so weird. It's just weird.
It's just
It's
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I don't even know what to say half the times because like it's like it just happens.
Hmm.
And people are like, "Oh, it's not real." I'm like, "All right, well, if you want to think that, go ahead, but you're not sitting in my shoes right now. You're not
Right.
feeling how I'm feeling, and you're
Right.
not going through it. So
Yeah.
you could think whatever you want. Like, I don't care what you think. I'm sitting
Exactly.
here, and it's still unreal to me. So if you
Yeah.
think it's unreal, I'm sitting here thinking the same thing.
So how many months ago was this? When
No,
that
this was
No,
only,
this is a
I
couple
think
weeks
this is
ago.
2 weeks ago.
so
2
this
weeks.
is that
Two,
recent. This is like
two
just a
weeks ago.
few weeks ago. Holy smokes.
This is, I dropped the album in February. Nobody listened to the album.
And it wasn't until that happened with the radio instance, you putting it up on YouTube as well with your boys, right? And then it kind of just took off.
It took off from TikTok and
Right.
somehow made its way to, uh, like I've had all of this stuff out. I've
For
had it
a
out
long time.
since February. I dropped an album called 6 Feet,
Yep.
Right.
and it was
Look,
13 songs, and people did, know, but like people in my town kind of knew, and they knew I made music,
right.
but they didn't like. It's not that they didn't care. I don't want to say that they didn't care, but like
Sure.
it was like, oh, that's cool, and I'm
Right.
like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
So it was that close community that you've been around, and then it was just like, hey, that's one. It's timing, and I always say it. Timing
yeah,
is so interesting, and it's just everything. That
it's
that's freaking amazing, man. What and then have you? How long you been doing the music thing? Was this? I guess what were you doing before music? Was it
I
school or was
oh
it anything else? I mean, as much as you want to share, I'm just curious, and
no, I'll tell you,
I want the evolution of you and how this all began.
no problem.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I was in a metal band.
Yep.
So I got into high school at 14, and I think just 2 years in, I started doing metal music. And I was playing guitar, um, and just writing a bunch of stuff. And then we self-funded our tours. So at 17, I dropped out of high school. I said I didn't want to be in high school anymore. My mom was devastated.
Like
'cause it's just,
all moms would be.
yeah. I just said like I want to do music and this is what I'm gonna do. So it's really just been music my whole life, just
Wow.
different genres of music. Um, and Louyah is, I think we're on the third year of Louyah, so this is only very fresh as a genre I've been working in. It's not something I've been working towards my whole life. If anything, people, I wanted them to know me as a metal guitar player, but that didn't work out. So I my brother decided, he's like, yo, you should do like hip hop and pop music. And I was like, I don't really like that stuff. And he's like, all right, well, why don't you do it the way you would do it? And why don't you give that a shot? And I was like, that sounds like a really good idea because I didn't know what to do, like I'm hearing all of these acts and I didn't understand it. That's the best way to put it.
No, I get it.
Um, and yeah, this is 3-4 years into being Louyah, and it took every day writing a song, putting out like I didn't put out much music. I actually just wrote a lot for the first few years, and I was a music hoard and didn't want to release anything. So I kept a lot to myself because I was honestly scared to put out something that wasn't good. And I don't know. Yeah, it just kept writing, and it got to a point where I started doing albums. It even got to a point where I would do 10 songs in like 6 days because I just wanted to make the best music. And I thought creating enough times and, repeating a process, but they say that's like insanity if you keep repeating something with no different outcome. Well, that's what it felt like. I kept repeating a process, putting it out, and nothing was changing, nothing was happening. And I'm like, yo, I'm putting out, I feel like the crazy music as an independent artist, zero budget. I produce with my friend Dakin. Me and him did all these records together in my house and him in his house. We didn't even meet together. I sent over files of stuff that just said, like, I didn't even get to write with him. We wrote through the internet, like writing together. Didn't spend a single dollar because he believed in me, and just put out all these records. And I know a lot of musicians are like, oh, I just want some sort of recognition, but sometimes you just don't get it and you just got to keep going. But that's what it's been like this whole time. It's hard.
I gotta say something real quick. So I mean, it takes a special artist to be able to dabble in any genre you want, and you can do that. And as far as your new album with the 6 Feet album, you can be in your car and go from start to finish and be very satisfied. Every song on your album's a hit. And all I think you needed was enough people to listen to it. That way it could just spread and just and people can just shout. It's reaching a lot of people, which is phenomenal. But I got to bring up one thing.
Yeah.
You were able to FaceTime with Snoopdogg, D-O-double-G. And I got to say, I mean, that was incredible. I mean, just to witness being from the outside in, what was that conversation like with Snoopy? And also, who else did you connect with? Who else kind of reached out to you?
Oh man, the funniest thing was I'm sitting I'm sitting outside, and I get a call from my manager, and I answer, and it's Snoop Dogg, and I'm like, oh my god, because my manager had, Snoop Dogg reached out to us and wanted to meet up with me, but I got sick and I couldn't go to LA. And I didn't expect him to meet up without me being there, but I guess my manager just went ahead and like made it happen. And Snoop told him, he's like, I want to call him. So I pick up the phone thinking it's my manager, and it's Snoop Dogg's face in front of me. And I'm like, what? I'm like, the first thing I say, I'm like, yo, is this really Snoop Dogg? Because I'm nervous. And he's like, the one and only motherfucker. I'm like, god damn.
Like, yo, I just got done with my Corona commercial. What's going on, Louyah? Let's talk.
Yo, I just saw all those ads in New York. I was walking around New York the other day. I saw that.
So that's so sick, dude.
Drop it like it's hot.
But
that's awesome, man.
Drop it like it's hot. It was so cool. I think the coolest thing that he said to me, though, we had a really cool conversation just talking about music and the industry.
Awesome.
But the one thing that stood out to me the most that really resonated with me, he said, you know what, Louyah, no matter if we work together or not, I want to be your friend. You make great music
Mm.
and keep doing what you're doing because we're watching. And I was like,
Mm.
wow. So you just genuinely like me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I got off the phone. We took a screenshot. And I text my manager. I'm like, hey, can you ask Snoop if I can post that photo? And I got a notification and it said Snoopdogg tagged you in something. And I was like, what? So I clicked his page and he freaking tagged me and
He already did
posted.
it.
He already did it.
That's
He
it.
beat you to it.
I know. And I was trying to be nice because I'm not the type to just like take a screenshot and then post it. Be like, oh, I was, like that's something personal. If Snoop Dogg says it's cool, then I would rather do it as opposed to just posting it. But I got the A-OK because he posted it first. So
That's so
yeah,
rad,
I
dude.
posted it right back at him and I tagged him and yeah, that's how that happened. I think I'm gonna be heading to LA this Friday.
Oh, no
I
kidding.
didn't get to meet him that time, but I think we're probably gonna have another photo together in person. So
I love it, man.
That's great news.
Yeah, if you have time, come down to Orange County. We'll take you around, man. We'll show you the sights,
yeah, that would be awesome.
the sights and the sounds, man. That's cool though. Like just to have a friend like him who's been through a lot in the industry and even like a mentor as well. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just again, it just comes down to a friendship as is the main point I heard about all that. So
That's
Yeah.
as
great.
that's as personable as it gets, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you expect when these people to call you that there might be some sort of narrative that they want you to kind of dive into. But I think the really cool, like you were saying, the friendship aspect that's all he wanted. He just wanted to be my friend,
Hmm.
and I was like, why wouldn't I want to be your friend? I mean, you're treating me nothing but nice, and you're calling me out of your time to say hello, and you could be doing 15 other things right now. You don't have to call me, but he did call me, and he did make that time, and I think that alone speaks volumes to me as a person, from me to him.
Was there any particular like artist that you looked up to when, growing up as a kid by chance?
Um, there was a lot of artists that I really looked up to Slipknot when I was in the metal band.
Yeah, I was gonna say metal. Yep.
My first concert I ever went to was a Slipknot concert when they had all nine of them. Um, you
Wild,
know,
wild concert for sure, I bet.
yeah. Uh, that was, always a dream of to be in a band with a bunch of people. And I've realized now that I'm still in a band full of other people. It's just not a lot of people are on stage with me, and
Right.
that's okay. There's a whole aspect behind everything that moves just like a band would. So I have all those people, and it's actually more than about five people. So it's around 9 to 10. So I kind of am living that dream that I've
Yeah.
wanted. It's just I didn't expect all eyes to be on me either. I worked with, like again, I said, two other talented people that, if one of any of us blew up, I would have been all for them. But they told me, they were like, we knew it was gonna happen to you first. Like, like I'm like, what are you guys saying? They're like, we just knew that was gonna happen, and we're here for it. And they've been supporting me. And like I'm like, hey, I need this, and 10 seconds later, there it is. They give it to me. I'm like, you guys are really. It's crazy because I engineer them too. So I work for them, and to see them show them back the same amount of work, it feels like a band. It really does.
That's so cool. That's your team right there. That's your core, and
Hmm.
that's who everybody kind of relies on. I love that. By
Yeah.
the way, that's just a funny slip. I think "Wait and Bleed's" still like the coolest song to this day, dude. Like in the gym too. I just blast that song still. I'm like, dude, this song is still the best. And I
Yeah, I
think
love that song.
between them and then Marilyn Manson too, one of the top live concerts. Honestly, I don't know if you've seen Manson play, but like the top live concerts I've seen in person, and you wouldn't think it, but they're just super talented guys.
Yeah, I gotta see some videos of Marilyn Manson. I know my friend Kevin that I've had since first grade, that he does all my music videos and stuff. He really loved Marilyn Manson growing up. I remember him showing me, and I was like, it's a little weird, Kevin, but I still love you.
We love,
um,
That's a
it was very different to me, but I liked it because it was gory, it was
yeah,
gothic, and it had all those elements. I didn't understand it. but I liked it because Slipknot had almost similar things with,
Right.
the makeup and the costumes and the act, and that's what really molded my whole life for a little bit until I
Yeah.
started getting into like acoustic music. Then I
Yeah.
fell in love with this artist named Dallas Green. Um, he has a project called City in Color, and I keep saying I want to work with him. So hopefully,
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's
It'll
happening.
all
Listen, the way
happen.
things are going, man.
you
That's
know who
awesome.
actually hit me up too? Now that you ask,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
didn't hit me up, followed
Mm.
me. Excuse me. Pink Sweats. I
Oh,
thought that was really cool.
he's talented. He's got a great voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I messaged him back in 2018. I said, "You're a big inspiration to me. I hope to work with you one day." And I was just sitting on my phone. I got a follow notification and it said Pink Sweats followed you back, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" This guy was just on Justin Bieber's new record, and he
Right.
followed me back.
If
And I
he's,
messaged him.
I was gonna say, if he's smart, he'll pick you up. He'll pick you up
Y-
right away and
Yeah,
work with, and just work with you in general is what I'm saying. Just get on some records.
yeah. Hopefully that does happen. I mean,
Yeah.
I like again. I hate to be the guy that's like, "Oh, you followed me. Let's work together." Like I'm like I was like, "Wow, you followed me back. Thank you. I
That's cool.
appreciate it." He was like,
Yeah,
"No
that's
doubt,
awesome.
man."
Sure.
And I leave it at that. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes.
Let it ride. I'm sure you're gonna get more people reaching out though. I got to bring
Hmm.
something up. So we just touched on shows and concerts. So we got to bring up your show over the weekend. I mean, you just performed in
Yeah,
Asbury Park,
Yeah,
baby.
man.
A sold
yeah,
out show in the hometown for Louyah. I mean,
yeah.
what was the feeling like walking out to a sold out show in your hometown? I mean, that I saw the videos on the gram. That was something else.
Um, I stayed in the back the whole time. I didn't want to see any of my friends. There's a lot of friends. This is my hometown, so
Oh
there's a
yeah.
Sure.
lot of my friends. And I knew if I went out there, it would be a little too much for me because everyone, like, we sold out the show before we went viral.
Mm-hmm.
After we went viral, there was so many more people that wanted to come to the show that
Mm-hmm.
we actually had to deny over 100 people at the door.
Wow.
So that alone was like upsetting because if we knew that this was going to happen, we would have just moved the show. But it was like, I think like a week or two out, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't move the show. We already had the contract with the venue, and you know all the backstory stuff. But to wait in the back the whole time and come out on the stage, and just everyone was cheering my name, and I was like, wow, like this is real right now.
That's amazing.
This is really real. Like everyone's really excited about this, and I that was it. It felt almost similar to hearing my song on the radio. Your heart starts racing. You start getting all these like feelings, and you just like don't know what to do. But right then and there, I just like snapped into the artist side of myself, and just like I was like, okay, you got this.
Yeah.
And
That's
I just sang like I never sang before, and put on the best show I could do.
that's beautiful. Now, did you like? I'm sure you went there in the past and saw concerts there too, right? Is that a venue you've been to
Yeah,
before? That's full
yeah.
circle, man. How cool is that to go there and do that?
I would go there to go watch my friends that were in the metal scene. They would have my cousin actually played a show there, and he was a drummer for a band called Viridian. And I went to go see his band play, and I was actually supposed to have this show last year, but the pandemic happened, and we did not get to play it. So we had to reschedule the show and had to wait till they allowed people to have full capacity shows again, because we didn't want to do the show if it wasn't full capacity.
Wow. Now, and I know this is a lot of this is new for you, but during the pandemic, how'd you navigate through that with writing and getting the songs going, producing and whatnot? How did you? I know you probably had some downtime to do that. I mean, what were you doing during that time?
That literally was the only thing I did was write. I have stacked up albums upon
Yep.
albums
Yep.
upon albums of music that I have all in the back catalog because I told myself if the world really is going to be this way, I want to build the best online presence if we couldn't do shows.
Right.
I wanted to build the best music and have the best catalog so that when the world did open up again, I was ready for it. And man, I really did speak that into existence.
Yeah. So really, it's a blessing in disguise.
I was gonna say
That's a blessing.
the only thing you couldn't do was tour, but outside of that, you could create so much and put it out to
Mhm.
the world and just reach as many people as you can. And I mean, I think that was a benefit to any artist. I mean, especially for you.
Yeah. A lot of people got scared and didn't utilize that time to write. Um, I wrote the whole album 6 Feet during that time. I also wrote um, another EP before I released the album called Virgo. I wrote that during that time, and then after that, I started. There's there's a lot of music. I have a lot of music I'm sitting on, um, and I did that just about up until that time. So just to sit there and just write and write and write, I was already past that. What did they say? Like 10,000 hours into something. I probably tripled that in the time being in the pandemic because there was nothing for me to go or do. I was living in my friend's basement. Actually, the kid that's sitting behind the driver, my friend Jervs, I was living in his parents' basement because I didn't
Wow.
have anywhere to live. So
Wow. Holy shit. So you and Jervs are just gonna be like tight for life. Like
that's my homie.
that's
Yeah,
it. Like
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome, dude.
yeah.
That's amazing. Is he come with you to California here soon, or is that just gonna be you?
I want him to come to California, but we have something lined up tomorrow and the next day. Obviously, I
Yeah.
don't know when you're releasing this podcast, so if it's tonight, then yeah, people will know that. But yeah,
Sure.
he's going to be coming with me for a few other meetings that I have in New York.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. No, I was listening to you today, man. I was actually driving back from the gym and I was checking you out, and Corey got me all into you the last few weeks on, and again, amazing stuff and
All dialed in.
really beautiful music that you're throwing out there, and it's nice that it's connected and it's touching people all around the world right now, which is amazing.
And
There's one I
love
liked.
that.
I liked I used to care. That one stood out to me
Yeah.
as of recent for sure. Hit home for me. What was the meaning behind that one for you, and why did you write that one?
Oh man. I was going through a little tough patch. I had met somebody over the pandemic that I fell deeply in love with,
Hmm.
and the feelings were kind of reciprocated when they wanted to give those feelings. And I understood it and, tried to keep it moving along for as long as I could. But it got to a point where no matter what feeling I put out to this person, they didn't want to accept it. And I said something, probably like the nicest thing I've ever said to somebody, and I got backlashed with, I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't want to do this. I'm not ready for anything. And I was like, whoa, I was just trying to be nice. I didn't want to hurt you. Like, that's fine. I said that if, anytime you want to back out, you're more than welcome to. I think I give a little bit way too much leeway in that and kind of got walked over. Um,
In there.
so I wrote the song with me and my brother actually, because he was in a relationship with somebody, had a house and everything together, and she actually didn't believe in me
Hmm.
and all of this stuff. And he was he's my manager too, so he
Wow.
was doing this work and working for me while being with her, and she didn't believe in it. So she didn't want me there or to sleep there when I didn't have anywhere to sleep and all
Wow.
of this stuff. So we put, I was going into the house at certain times and I had to leave an hour before she came home because I wasn't supposed to be there. And the hours that I was there, I was writing music. And it was just all of this like running around. So we were both feeling a certain way.
Sure.
And when I got up to the mic, I laid down the whole beat and everything, right? And it got to the point where I was like, all right, let's start writing the song. And actually, the first words that you hear, that I used to care, but now I don't, those were the first things that came out of my mouth. And it's actually the thing I kept in the song. Like that was a freestyle. So that part that you hear wasn't intentionally recorded. It literally was the first thing that came out of the mouth, melody and all. And that first line, melody and lyrics, started the whole song. And I think me and my brother just poured all of our heart and energy into those lyrics because we both resonated with those things.
That's amazing, dude. And it's your brother, it's family. It's like what we're
Yeah.
doing here. And there's something different about it. And that's from your
Hmm.
soul when you said those words. And like I said, it's cool when you can reach people from all the way across the country because I'm going through the same stuff right now, you know, not to get too much into it, but gave a lot, kind of got taken for granted. So when I heard that song, I was like, damn, dude, you know, I've been going through a rough patch. That really resonated with me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not alone, you know, when I hear stuff like
No,
that. And so thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean?
of course. I mean,
No,
there's a lot of people that have been feeling that way too. And I
yeah,
think right now, coming out of the pandemic, everyone's been going through so much, and I keep being told like, hey, your music's medicine. And I'm like, wow, I've never thought people would listen to something and be like, my heart feels so much better after listening to this. Like,
yeah,
it's a wild thing for people to say, and it just means that, you know, people are actually taking in that and just really digesting it and being like, yeah, I could sit with this really helps.
I mean, to be that vulnerable and to show your emotions and your feelings, to reach people and be relatable with them, and you
Hmm.
know, it's something special, man. It truly is, and I mean, you make people feel, and that's what you want.
Yeah, my mom always called me Louis Love growing up because she said I was
There
a
you go.
little lover. So yeah, the emotions are play a big part of my life for sure.
definitely a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
That's how Dusty is, our youngest, who's on right now. He's the same way, man. He's got a night. He's moving in with his girlfriend here soon.
Yeah, yeah, I am. But we actually had a question from me and Lo. I guess like where do you see yourself going? Like since like this took off and it's been such like a meteoric kind of like rise the last 2 weeks, but like where do you see you want like your career to kind of look like, and maybe like your top collaborator that like you'd love to work with someday? I know it's like a
Hmm.
two-part question, but
No, that's good. We can answer too. Where I see this going, for how quickly we got here for the 2 weeks, I can't. I don't even think I can put it into words because I can only just like imagine what it'd be like if we play our cards right now, because that's kind of like what we're kind of dealt with. It's like, oh, you got all these fans. What are you gonna do next? And that's a little nerve wracking in itself. But all my fans tell me, calm down, you're good. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I feel like Ricky Bobby. I just keep putting my hands up and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
What am I doing with my hands, man?
I don't know what to do. Um, but a lot of my fans like to tie me to Post Malone. That just seems to
Mhm.
be a thing that everybody comes across and says. I don't personally think I sound like Post Malone. I think
Hmm.
there's resemblance that sound like
Yeah.
Post Malone. I think we have two different voices, but we have a similar genre that we play into. And there's not many artists that have done what Post Malone's doing. So
Hmm.
I think that's pretty cool. But that would be one of the people I want to work with. One, I think it would just be groundbreaking to even take a photo with him. And
Mhm.
like we look similar. Like, yeah, I got cosmetics to look like Post Malone. No, like no, we freaking look similar, and it would be so cool to see what the internet would think. Because I'm sure people would go crazy and be like,
Yeah.
Post Malone's brother came out of where Texas. I don't know, like
He was frozen for the last 20 years. He's here now.
yeah, he was
25.
frozen. He's frozen. He's back. It's
Yes.
pre-Malone. He has no tattoos.
All you need is that Bud Light sponsor, and you'll be good to go.
Oh
Actually, I think
man.
it would be really dope if I had a Budweiser sponsor and
Yes, yeah, dude.
we did like a pick left or right, like Twix, like which one? Which one do you want?
Pick. It's like the left Twix and the right Twix. Which one are you going with, bro?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I'd probably
awesome.
lose because Post Malone's fans are stupid loyal. So
I don't
Well,
know. I feel
I
like
mean, you sound like you have some yourself. Honestly,
I was
it's
gonna say
growing.
I think a lot of them have jumped on the Louyah train here.
yo, that's the craziest thing. Like, no joke. I've literally, and like, I know how hardcore fans they are of Post Malone. People have hit me up and been like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but you are way better than Post Malone. And I'm like, what? I'm like, they call me like the organic acoustic Post Malone. Like I'm the natural version. And I'm like, okay.
There we go.
I'll take it.
Let's run with it, man.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Are you kind of like going on a different topic, random topic? We're huge. We're huge sports fans ourselves, so we love hockey. Is there a sport that you're like super into that no one knows about? Are you what in your free time do you like to do besides music?
Oh man, that's one thing that I probably fault in. I never really became a big sports person.
Okay.
I did play sports growing up. I played football. Did I like it? Not really, because I don't like to hurt people. And I was actually fairly strong. So it really made me upset when I would tackle somebody and they were hurt, because I'm 6 foot tall and I did weigh, 338 pounds.
No, we're shrinking now. We're shrinking now.
Yeah, I'm shrinking now. Yeah. But you guys like hockey, which is really awesome, because I actually just had my Canadian friends come down.
Really?
And,
I actually got a little surprise for you right here. So I had this ready for the Montreal.
I was going to say, you have a record called Montreal on 6 feet. We had to like
Montreal Canadiens, man.
There we go.
So
oh my gosh.
You have friends in Montreal?
No, I have friends in Sarnia, and where is the other person? I think somewhere in Toronto.
Okay, cool.
But I've also found out there's a lot. The reason why we wrote Montreal, it's kind of really funny. Me and my friend Dakin were just thinking of places to kind of, I don't know, just like somewhere to travel to, and we just like cold weather and stuff. So we were just like, yeah, let's, like it's a dream to get away. A lot of people say going down to the south border of Mexico. But why don't we get away and go up north and go somewhere that nobody ever really talks about? So we were like, let's get away to Montreal. I've had a lot of friends. One of my marketers, he lives in Canada. So, and the craziest thing is we went #1 in Canada on Spotify. So I'm sure everyone on Spotify was like, oh, Montreal. Like he said something about Canada.
Right. So, didn't you claim #1 spot on Spotify's US Viral 50 chart as well? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, it was like that for about two weeks. I think we're resting at number 4 or 5 now.
Yeah,
I don't even know. But yeah, we were at the #1 spot there. We were number 3 this is for the top global on Spotify. We hit number 34 on Billboard for alternative and rock, and number 10 for alternative digital sales, which that is insane. I made it to Billboard. Oh man,
that's so cool, man. That's awesome. And this is all like in like you said, a 2-week span, a month span. This is amazing, dude. How quickly this has gone.
A 2-week span, and
unbelievable.
A lot of people are saying that this is the quickest they've ever seen anything like that happen.
I've never seen it personally.
Yeah.
I think when you put into social media into the like kind of realm of it, and like TikTok, I think has been able to kind of highlight really cool artists, and you see like those TikTok songs that go viral. Like now, like just like an artist went viral from like your reaction on TikTok, which was pretty rad. And I know you're like an independent artist. Would you see yourself signing with a kind of major label, or do you kind of like the independent scene and like being able to do kind of what you want to do and like your vision not being controlled by, I guess, a major label, and like what the process would be like if you did want to sign with one?
I mean, in hopes, this is what us independents would hope for is a joint venture deal.
Mm-hmm.
I run an independent record label, so that's called Loud Era Records, and our hopes would be to work with the major, because unfortunately they run everything, and that's okay. It's called business, and you got to do good business. So hopefully we can get just something where we can have both parties meet in the middle on something where like, hey, you're not touching my masters, you're giving me creative control, but I'm gonna show you what I can do without you if you want to put a budget behind it. So that's kind of the process of what we're looking for right now. And if we don't get it, I mean, hey, we made one song go viral. I can only imagine what would it be like if we made 3 or 4 songs go viral, and we would get this same or if not more reaction out of people. And I think it honestly only matters what people think nowadays, and we proved that point. So
I love it, man. You're just getting started, and that's the exciting part about all of this right now. Who let's
yeah.
see, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year.
Hmm.
That is the beautiful thing, man. And you're confident in yourself and your team, which is a beautiful thing as well. So I think people kind of doubt themselves sometimes. You surely don't have that right now, which is awesome.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't have doubt from the start.
love it.
I didn't have doubt in creating an album. I had people say, why is your artist, or we'll say to my manager, why is your artist creating albums? He should be doing singles. He doesn't have fans. He doesn't have this. And I was like, you know how happy I am that I made a song go viral off of an album? I have fans now, and the fans
Right.
are listening to everything, and they're not
Exactly.
bored. I'm not going away. It's not a song that just goes away. They have
Right.
13 songs and plus to go have fun with. And I feel like every other artist on TikTok only has like one song that goes viral, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then the labels are like, yeah, let's sign you off this one song, and then like they don't even give them a chance to grow as somebody
Exactly.
on their own. Like I've been grown, I've been had these musics, and I'm gonna put it out, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. You know what I say? Fuck them. Do it your way. Do it your way. Why do you got to go do the spoke on the wheel into the
Right.
cog in
Yeah,
the machine? Do it your fucking
yeah,
way, and just like you said, the fans, the audience, they're all going to respond, and that's what's going to drive everything. And I love it. Just yeah, fuck them. Just keep going.
Hey,
the sequence of everything was.
It's beautiful.
Listen to this
Beautiful.
though. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Sequence.
Yep.
Already sold out the show. We sold it out in 1 month. We booked it. We had 2 months, right? We sold it out in 1 month. Within that month, I uploaded a song to get released at the day of the show. So on July 23rd, I have a sold out show, and I already have a song coming out. Now again, within that month, an album I dropped back in February blew up on July 7th.
Mhm.
Explodes.
Yeah.
So now I have a new song coming out. I have a sold out show that nobody can go to, all these new fans. And I blew up on every part of the internet. And I'm sitting here like, what kind of perfect timing is this? And people are like,
Yes.
industry plant. You're an industry plant. I'm like, no,
No.
I'm just an average person that just happens to make good music.
Right.
Like, it was like we're all sitting there like I even had like, to get real vulnerable, I
Sure.
literally was on my knees with my brother, and he and I were just crying.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Just straight tears. We
What a-
we could not believe what had happened.
What a moment. What a moment for you two. And I love that. I also got to say, the music brought you and your brother together pretty close. And we're all about family here in the Gets podcast. We're
Mhm.
all about it. And I love that about you and your brother getting close and tight. And now you're on this journey together to reach the stars. I mean, I
Yeah.
fucking love that.
I mean,
Fired up over that.
he's literally he's got a pair of balls on him now. Like he had it before. Don't get me wrong, he had it before. He would do anything for me, but right now he's like, there's nothing that you guys can say that's going to make me change my mind about what I want for me and my brother. So you're either going to do it or
Yep.
we're walking.
I love that. This is your older brother?
Yeah, this
That's
is my
beautiful.
older
I
brother.
love that, dude. That's my motto right now. Nobody can fucking stop me. Nobody.
No,
Not one
Nobody.
person,
Not
not
at
an
all.
entity. We just keep freaking going, dude. That's beautiful. Just the sequence, like I said, man.
I hate to be silly, but my Mac is at 13%.
No,
just
you're
so
good.
you know.
Uh-oh.
No. Hey, that's all good. We'll ship you a charger here soon, man.
It's
No,
downstairs. If I went
No,
downstairs,
you're so good. Yeah, we'll certainly wind down here in a bit, and unless Corey, if I'm gonna wind it down. Anything you want to say, Corey, Dusty, as we're winding down with Louyah here?
I was going to make one more comment on that. You can never fear the outcome. You can never fear what people think or say about you. You just fucking go. We got passions here, obviously, on
Yeah.
our show podcast and your music too. You just fucking go and live out your passion and have fun. Enjoy the ride. But I don't know. I guess I say I don't think I know you're destined to be a star. I know you're gonna reach the top. I know what you're capable of, and we believe in you. And like I said, I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to jump on. This is a special moment for us, a special episode, and we appreciate you, brother.
I really appreciate. I actually just found something that's working. So
There you go. It's a fake out, man. Now you're stuck with
I
it.
literally just and I appreciate you seriously.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for
man.
saying that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for believing me, and I fucking think it's awesome that you guys, 3 brothers. That's it.
It's four. So I'll break it down. So it's four
4.
brothers and one beautiful sister. And
Okay.
this has
Wow, that's a big
always been.
family.
Yeah, our parents got busy, man. They were rabbits, the Getzes. So
I mean, me and my brothers are 23. Oh well, it's 24, 25, 26.
yeah. What?
So yeah,
24, 25, 26. Boom, boom, boom. That's
yeah, bang,
it.
bang, bang. Yep.
Damn. Yeah, we're 41. I'm 34 now. I'm getting old, man. And then Corey's gonna be 31 this year. Our beautiful sister is actually no, she's 32. And then Dusty, you're gonna turn 27 this year.
I am. Yeah, it's coming up.
He's the run,
Damn.
the run of the litter, man. But that's why,
insane.
yeah, then like just like you, man. This is why we started this. It's following that passion. It's being vulnerable. It's not giving a shit what anybody thinks, and just shooting for the stars, honestly, and following those passions. And we've always said we want to find creators and builders like you, man. And it's cool to connect. And I'd love to be friends for life and stay in touch. Throughout your
Absolutely.
experiences, man. And exactly when you're here, man, we'd love to see you too, and or vice versa if we're ever in that area.
Yeah, no, I think it's really awesome how many people I get to connect with after this had happened. Luckily, Corey, like again, dude, you're so smart. I put up my Snapchat and stuff, and he was like, "I'm gonna get this motherfucker in." He's like, "I'm gonna message him every day, no matter what." And I
I
think,
love
dude,
it, Corey.
I would do the same thing if I was in the same shoes, no matter what, or like finishing a song. I'm gonna finish this fucking song. So
Well, was it worth it? Was it worth jumping on?
absolutely. No, you guys are all dope as fuck, and I really
Persistence,
or let me say chill as fuck.
Well,
Are
yeah,
we
hey,
chill?
are we
Hey,
chill?
he's
Are
not
we
down.
chill? I think we're being
Yeah,
too
you
chill
guys.
right now. Yeah,
No, you
dude,
guys are great.
that's amazing. Yeah, and I think it's about for us too, and for yourself. I'd say you just seem like a really humble cat, and I think
Right.
it's being humble and people's egos always get in the way, especially when things start to really rise. And I'm very confident. I know you will always be you. You will always be that humble guy. You always be that family guy with your brothers and your tribe. It's your tribe that you have honed in on here, and that's what it's all about. So I love that about you, man. And I think that's so key.
A lot of people have asked me, like, or say, "Oh, we don't want you to change," and I'm like, just so you know, I am not like when I have my tour bus, it's gonna be my family.
Yeah.
When I have my green room, it's gonna be my family. When I have my house or my studio, it's gonna be my family. Because why would I have random motherfuckers that I do not know when I used to block all of those people out way before this, just because I'm quote unquote famous because
Yeah.
you made me famous now. I'm not gonna invite random people into my studio or into my home or into my bus. I've already learned what that happens was. People have stolen from me, people have slashed my name or anything that they want to do. And I'm like, I don't want that. This is just gonna be my family. They've worked their ass their whole lives. So I'm gonna give right back to them and give them the best life that I can give them because I love them and I know that they love me. And that's the only thing I want to do. I don't want anything else.
That was beautiful, man. And where were they? Nowhere. And that's where it's all about now. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the kind of
Yep.
theme of this whole thing. Fuck them. Let's keep it moving.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em. Let's
Fuck
keep.
'em.
I love
Yeah.
Let's humbly fuck them.
How I got yeah, absolutely. How dude, I gotta ask too. How, and I don't want to butcher. How do you say your last name?
Oh, it's Vigorito.
Vigorito?
Yeah, you got to throw up the hand.
Hey.
Vigorito. We got to do a little Italian gabagool.
Yeah, any good dude, any good Italian spots. So if we ever come out and see you, what good Italian spots would you recommend out there? I know we're both on you and I we're both on the health kick, so but if we want to splurge one night, what would be a good spot for us to go to?
All right, if you're going to Staten Island, New York, this is where I was born. So you're going to go to Staten Island. You're going to If you're looking to buy like a dinner family meal and all that stuff, you're gonna go to a place called Pastosas, and they got it's like you walk in, you get hit with the hey, how's it going? Like that's where you're walking into. But if you're gonna get pizza, you're gonna go get Brothers Pizza. I don't know exactly where it is. I'll have to tell you afterwards, but I'm sure a lot of the Staten Island people know what Brothers Pizza I'm talking about because there's only one that's really good. You're gonna go get Brothers Pizza, and they have the best Sicilian pies you will ever have.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The Vigoritas walk in, they go, hey, stop, put them all down, put the placemats out. Each bunch gets a pie. Get everybody out of here.
Yeah, everyone get out.
Get the fuck out. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we'll have to check that out because I think the water's just different out by you guys in the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
It's just complete. I think people ship water from East Coast to West Coast just to have.
They do. Just to have for bread. Yeah, for baking and all that. That's insane.
I'm jealous, man. One last thing for me, Louyah.
Sure.
When your time is done on this earth, not to get too heavy, but when you're done here, what lasting impression, what is the last thing you want to leave behind for your kids for, to your long lasting last name, the Vigoritos, and they just remember you. What do you want them to remember once you're gone?
He didn't let anything stop him from getting what he wanted. That's what I want them to know, because if my kids are on this earth, when I do have kids, I don't want them to ever think that there's a wall that's ever too tall, that there's not a way to get over that or under it or around it or to break it. There's so many ways that you can do it. And I want them to know that there's living proof of that, because I can't tell you guys enough how many walls that I've had trying to make this work when it became to not being able to pay rent, not being able to have food, living in people's basements, living on people's couches, that I freaking appreciate, because you got to love the mud. You need to appreciate that mud, because you cannot get anywhere. If you don't love the mud, it's not going to work out for you, because you need to love that mud. And I will swim in that mud like a little pig. I will do whatever I got to do and love the freaking mud, because nobody else, if you don't do that, it's just not going to work, and there's nothing that's going to stop you. So just keep going and live it up and do the best work that you can do, and don't give up. Just don't.
Amen.
That was beautiful.
Don't give up.
Amen, man. Amen. Corey, Dusty, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'll say outside of your music, I think part of the reason why people are so turned on to you is it's your energy, man. I mean, there's so much you attract people to you. It's a combination, music and that. And like I said, we believe in you, and can't wait to see what's in store for you. And like I said, I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys for having me, and I appreciate your freaking non-stopping power. Literally what I just said. You did not stop till you got it, and you knew I was busy, and you were so respectful about it. Most people aren't. You were so respectful about it and very accommodating. You're like, yo, if tonight doesn't work, we'll do tomorrow. If you could do tonight at 10, I got this. That's so awesome of you, and I appreciate all of you. All three of you here that I'm seeing. But I need to get your guys' socials and follow all of you.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that once we're done, man. Dusty.
Yeah.
You gotta go off mute.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
The producer can't figure it out. Louyah, can you slap him around for us, please, dude? What the fuck is that?
Keep it chill.
He's literally standing there. He's just.
Take it easy.
All right, now I'm knocking all you guys out. All right?
Yeah, dude. Louyah gets his pissed.
It's so nice to Louyah, but not anymore. Okay. No. I appreciate the time, boys. And this is my interview now. But next time we do this interview, we'll be at the sold out Rose Bowl for your show. We'll be backstage doing a nice little Are We Chill interview.
There you go.
That'd be so cool.
And you got to come by the Getz house too. We're down here in Dana Point, California. We got a lot of room for you, man, if you ever want to hang and just love to spend time and meet you in person. So
absolutely.
On
behalf of me, the Getz Brothers, and the Are We Chill podcast, Louyah, thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys for having me. And to really answer that question, yes, you guys are chill as fuck.
Thanks, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon, bud.